So, this is a depressing video to make. To be clear, before we get into any of the details about what this video is about, there is no substantiated, rock-hard evidence to solidify the claims that are being made against Adam Kovic and Ryan Haywood. Unfortunately, there has been enough circumstantial evidence to not only prompt one of these people to leave the company, but they haven't really made any strong official statements, at least nothing that's going to disprove anything. And as we get into some of the details, you're going to learn how this could honestly get a little bit ugly if any of it turns out to be true. So if you're not aware, Adam Kovic of Funhouse, which is a subsidiary of Rooster Teeth and well renowned as one of the funniest and most infectious comedy gaming channels on the entirety of YouTube, which is saying quite a lot, recently got outed on 4chan, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat as basically grooming and having a potentially underage relationship with a girl in Austin while he was married to his wife in LA, who he is still currently married to, and that allegedly there was no consent between him and his wife to have an open relationship, and there was apparently a lot of misinformation on both sides about what was really going on. Now, at the time of recording this video, Adam Kovic hasn't really come forward to say anything, and the person who came forward to say something has kind of had their credibility hurt a little bit. And you are probably already aware of what hurts that in particular, which is the fact that some of the support, in fact, most of the support for her coming forward, is coming from 4chan. And if you don't really know, 4chan is pretty infamous, if not outright notorious, for starting firestorms like this and finding just enough corroborating evidence that they can basically force a narrative through, whether or not it's entirely accurate. And so most people would be well within their right to believe that nothing is true, and to believe that absolutely nothing that was said by the people on 4chan and this girl on Snapchat and Instagram was accurate. Unfortunately, this girl who came forward and blamed Adam Kovic for certain things and claiming that she felt guilty and appropriated also came with a couple of pictures, some of which had Adam Kovic's face in it, and when you combine that with Adam Kovic not really saying anything, it doesn't look great. Now, again, to be clear, we're going to go into some more details about what has been already disproven and what is currently happening, but we need to catch you up on what's happened. So, in addition to Adam Kovic, Ryan Haywood of Achievement Hunter, who, truth be told, outside of Jeff Ramsey, Ryan Haywood was like the only reason that I still went to go watch Achievement Hunter content. I feel like he is really the only person who still had that old school Achievement Hunter kind of style to his humor. You know, back in the day when it was Ray, Jeff, Jack, Michael, Gavin, and Ryan, it kind of feels like those other people who kind of started to drift away and trying to bring in new talent, which is perfectly admirable if you've been doing it for years and years and years. But Ryan just felt like he kept encapsulating on that methodology and that style, and he was just truly a highlight to see in a video. And sadly, he also got accused, shall we say, of grooming and carrying on relationships with fans, despite the fact that he was quote-unquote happily married, and additionally that he was doing it basically up until the last couple of weeks. Now that we have you caught up, let's talk about what has been disproven and what the hell is about to happen. We're going to talk about Ryan first because Adam is where things get really muddy and potentially ugly. But Ryan Haywood has actually come forward and said that he is officially leaving Rooster Teeth. So he is parting ways with the company, and he will be taking more time to focus on himself and his family, and he did actually make a statement, which I will read to you here. I made mistakes and will be leaving Rooster Teeth to focus on rebuilding my family and life. I'm sorry to anyone I've hurt. I do want to say emphatically that I never did anything illegal. The consequences of my actions are mine to deal with. please stop harassing and threatening my family, end quote. Which we do want to say real quick, in particular with that last sentence, do not threaten and harass these people's families. They do not deserve that. Cannot say that strongly enough. The downside is this does confirm that Ryan was using his status as a well-known content creator and long-founding member of, well, not founding, but long-time member of Rooster Teeth to coerce and convince people to fuck him. And this man has like 3 kids and a wife that he's been claiming for years in video. There's video evidence, streams, achievement hunter content, his own personal YouTube channel, his Twitter, his fucking social media activity on their own website. Everything about this guy was this outward portrayal of this nice, caring, genuine, awesome family man who loved his kids, adored his wife, and would never do anything to tarnish that. I mean, well, then what are you supposed to make of this? And I do understand that people are human. People make mistakes, but there's a lot of people alleging that Ryan did shit. You know, not just in pictures, but like physical activities. And yeah, obviously it's a shitty thing to say that it's better that these were at least legal age people, but it's not exactly an endorsement when that's surrounded by the fact that, again, you've built this personality as this nice, caring, genuine family man. So if this is true, and not only is it true, but it's legitimately almost accurate enough that you are now leaving a company that you are probably making well over 6 figures with, and you're leaving to go focus on your family, then fuck you. Then fuck you, Ryan Haywood, because clearly you fucked up a wonderful opportunity for yourself and for your family, all for the sake of getting your dick wet for a little while longer. You clearly had a family that cared about you. You had a wife who was clearly in love with you. I mean, unless she knew this was going on and you guys have an open marriage, which seems very unlikely considering the decision that you just made. But then you have 3 kids who now have to look up to you, who you've completely let down, who now have no role model. So then what the hell is the point? So who's going to be next? Are we going to find out that Jeff did really stupid shit when he was an alcoholic? And are we then going to go have to tar and feather him and start cutting ties? Are we going to find out that Bernie is trying to leave the US because he's trying to get away from some shit that happened that he knows about? You see, the problem, Ryan Haywood, with you not only leaving the company, but it shows that there is a very deep-seated issue inside of Rooster Teeth. Because before we even get into what's happening with Adam Kovic, this is just one of several fallacies and problems that have occurred inside of Rooster Teeth in the last year alone. So just inside of the last year, just for shits and giggles, let's go over what's been happening. So Bruce leaves Funhouse, and Rooster Teeth in general. He doesn't really give a concrete answer. Basically just says something shitty and stupid about how, like, I've been helping people build multi-billion-dollar companies my whole life, and I want to go try and do it for myself. And basically leaves it at that. And just gives a very soft answer on what exactly was the cause of him leaving. Lawrence Sonntag then left very shortly after, and bearing in mind, in the months leading up to Bruce leaving, Lawrence was actually managing Funhouse. He was doing the one-on-ones, he was doing the interviews, he was doing the hiring processes and hanging out with people and talking. He left almost barely a month after Bruce left, and Lawrence said, I'm out. And more or less all he said was, I just kind of want to go stream. That was basically it. That was the answer that we got. That was what happened. And then, kind of shortly after that, we find out that there has been some pretty heavy racism happening inside of Rooster Teeth, in the comment sections and in the way people are treated. Micah Burton, who was a content creator on Achievement Hunter, left very shortly after her stint, and then came forward recently, I think back around June or July, and basically said, fuck you guys, because you treated me like shit. And then shortly after that, Joel Heyman, who has been not only a founder, but one of the most popular people in Rooster Teeth, period. Now, despite the fact that he said some really stupid shit on Twitter, but they're just personal opinions, they weren't stupid in the sense of something someone should get fired for. They were stupid in the sense of somebody who just buys completely into conspiracy theories and doesn't give a shit if you believe him or not. Like, you can peruse through his Twitter, and I'm sure you'll be able to find something to solidify either side. They let him go completely under the radar. The only reason that we even knew about it was that I stumbled across a YouTube channel who kind of follows Rooster Teeth and talks about stuff happening behind the scenes. And then he just kind of gradually eased out this video where they were like, oh shit, Joel Heyman's gone. And then Bernie leaves. Kind of out of nowhere, saying that he's still willing to collaborate, but not only is he leaving the company, left the company, he's planning on moving overseas. He's like legitimately turning around and cutting ties almost as quickly as he can. And this is a company that has made content that we've grown up with. Most of the people in my age group, the early 20s people, a lot of us who are into gaming and entertainment grew up with these people. Whether it was Inside Gaming before they were Funhouse, whether it was Funhouse for the last 5 or 6 years, or Rooster Teeth when they started, all of their Drunk Tank podcasts, Red versus Blue, when Achievement Hunter sprung up. We've known and followed these people and looked up to them, and in some cases even idolized them for decades. And now this is what we have to show for it. These people that were supposed to be genuine, these people who we actually firmly believed were good people. And maybe some of them are. But that leads into the second topic, which is that of Adam Kovic. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, it is important to note that as of right now, we have not had an official release from Rooster Teeth as to what the status is with Adam Kovic. So, just to catch you up a little bit, as we said, somebody came forward claiming that Adam Kovic has been, unbeknownst to his wife, kind of cheating behind her back, and that there is an allegation from a 17-year-old that he was planning to meet up with her and have sex with her either before or after RTX in Austin. Bearing in mind, at the age of 17, which is the age she claimed to be at the time that this conversation was taking place, that is illegal in the state of Texas. And that's where shit can get real fucked. This same person alleges that she and Adam had an on and off virtual relationship for give or take 2 years. And she also suggested that other community members can more or less back her up. And she's posted some Snapchat screenshots, which she alleges are conversations between her and, I don't really think I need to say the name anymore. So, where things get a little bit trickier is that one of these girls who was alleging and who is allegedly 17 at the time this was happening also claims that some of the conversations she has is between her and Ryan Haywood, not Adam Kovic, which would mean that if there was this conversation and if there are actual Snapchat screenshots that are going to come to light, that would mean that Ryan Haywood was in possession of pornography of someone under the age of 18, which is illegal even if age of consent is indeed 17. So, in terms of Adam, we still don't really know what's going on. There's a lot of shit happening, and there's a lot of shit that may come to light over the next couple of days. The shitty thing is that there's a lot of people who are not exactly happy with Adam right now. So even if Adam is more or less innocent, there's something behind the scenes of Funhouse that we're not being told. So, just for reference's sake, John Smith has unfollowed Adam on Twitter, as has Bruce, and as has Lawrence. Not positive about James Willems or his wife Elise, but I don't know what to make of this. I don't know what the fuck is happening. So, currently scrolling through Twitter, it doesn't appear that Elise has said anything as an indictment or an endorsement in relation to Adam Kovic. That being said, there's two people in particular who make this look a little more indicting than anyone else. I mean, it's one thing to say that Bruce and Lawrence and James and Elise and all these other people have stopped following Adam. I mean, at the very least, that could just be some minor damage control, so that no matter what happens, they're kind of clean, more or less. But Lawrence posted this very strange tweet, which you can see here, where he just says, quote, Where were you when the walls came crashing down? When the castle fell, you were not around. Fast friends, slow to learn. You're the one that just got burned. Wake up, mate. Who's laughing now? Obviously, pretty well-known song from Goldfinger. This came hours, if not minutes, after the news started breaking about Adam and Ryan. And probably in a much more harsh look at what's happening, Rahul Kohli, the guy who has been in, well, more or less just like videos off and on. You probably do know him from different things that came out during the last 5 years, or the last 3 years of Funhouse. He's become like one of those like all-star favorite kind of like random people who just showed up every now and then as a recurring character on Funhouse. He was significantly less succinct than Lawrence was. So he's been posting things on Twitter like this, where it says like, ask your boy, Adam Kovic blocked you. You are blocked from following Adam Kovic and viewing Adam Kovic's tweets. This is more or less very shortly after he put up a tweet where he said, I haven't been a part of Funhouse family for over a year and refuse to make any further content with them. Blame Adam Kovic and fuck Adam Kovic. Oh, and it ain't got shit to do with nudes. That doesn't look good. Now, yeah, again, circumstantial and innocent until proven guilty, but none of this looks good. At the end of the day, that's kind of all we have on this ongoing thing. I've been refreshing pages like every fucking minute. We very well may be looking at the end of Funhouse and some pretty ugly shit with Rooster Teeth. Like I said, towards the middle, there has been so much happening behind the scenes at Rooster Teeth that are just now coming to light that it's getting depressing at this point. Ryan's officially left, so now I have no reason to go watch Achievement Hunters content unless some of the new people just really strike a fancy. But even then, they've become so watered down that I just don't even care to watch their content anymore. And then Funhouse is just falling apart at the seams. Like, who's left at this point? We have James, John Smith, Jared, Elise. That's kind of it, you know? That's really kind of it. And like, yeah, Bruce has people come on his streams every now and then, and same with Lawrence. I don't know. Like, over the course of just recording this video, my energy has been so completely sapped from my body reading all this shit that it's all come down to the same response that I think a lot of people are having, which is, if this stuff with Ryan is true, then fuck Ryan Haywood, and I'm glad that he's gone, but it's still a depressing revelation. And if any of this stuff with Adam ends up being true, we're probably looking at the end of Funhouse, and that is a sobering reality. 2020 just continues to be this roller coaster of bullshit, and this is just another loop in the roller coaster. I hope and I pray that most of the accusations are untrue, but I don't even know what to say anymore. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think of what's going on. I would say to subscribe and like the channel and all that, but I don't know. This shit sucks. Well, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. Have a good one.